Mic check one, mic check two. Is this mic on? Yeah, it's the one and only, your girl's favorite, DJ E-Money. And you're listening to the Glow Game with Latrice, Mia, and Shanice. You know what that means?
We always come in this. Hey, Millie the Boss. What's goody?
Nothing much. Drinking a Starbucks pink drink teeny.
Starbucks drink pink teeny. Girl, yes. Bougetto over here. You remember when Mia got us Bougetto shirts? What's it? Bougie?
It was Sophista Ratchet. It was Sophista Ratchet for her birthday.
Okay. Hey, girl. Hey.
What's up?
Like the hat.
Oh, thank you.
She was just telling us about her bougie drink choice tonight.
No, excuse me.
Pull it up again. Go ahead.
It's a bougie teeny. It's a Starbucks pink drink teeny. Yeah, it's really good.
What else is in it, bitch? Starbucks.
So Starbucks pink drink is a drink. So it's that, and I put a little bit of, because y'all know I don't really drink stuff with a lot of sugar, so I put some sugar-free lemonade in it a little bit to kick off the sugar, and then Tito's vodka.
Got you. So it's a vodka.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, with the
Yes,
Starbucks vodka. We're not
drinking-
giving y'all no ideas, Starbucks.
Oh, you can't see mine. It's an island. Take me to the island, mommy. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes. Now I can see it, yep.
I'm on a sangria type of night.
Oh,
True, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get right to it, y'all.
Let's hop into
Yes.
it.
Another great week. How y'all doing?
Oh, let me go. So proud mama bear because my oldest graduated from college on Saturday. Let's shout him out real quick.
He ain't clapping.
Yes.
Not booted her out because we giving graduation shout outs. They said, not today.
Well, let's drop the pic of the graduates.
That's my handsome kiddo. Congratulations.
That is a grown man right there. I'm gonna need you to stop calling him a kid, girl.
I'm telling you, every time he called, I always answer kiddo. And I know he like, oh my God, when is she gonna stop doing that? But never, because he will always be my little kiddo. But congratulations.
Back in Long Islands, it's given. Don't call him no kid.
He can hang out with the big dogs, right? Like,
wow, he was throwing up the drinks after the graduation.
Girl, he think he balling like he got money. He done graduated. People was blessing him. He had the bar buying rounds. Like, let's pipe down a second.
It was at 9:40. He was like, "Yo, where my mom? Cause I need to slide. Like, what we do?" I was crying like, "Oh no, she hating right now. He ain't here for it."
And it's so interesting. Like, he's officially out of his shell and like, you know, his own person and a grown man. And I just wasn't ready for it. But congratulations to my kid. So that's been my last week.
Girl. You beat
yes.
odds.
Yes. I like to give people their flowers, Shanice. I just got to give you this personal shout out. Now we're on the podcast. Everyone listening, my friend has a son who graduated from college. That's just so amazing, honestly. Like you pretty much did it on your own. We're so proud of you.
Being a single mom and producing a college graduate, a male, a man, a black man.
Yes. Thank you. Y'all gonna make me cry again. How was y'all week?
Don't cry, but you definitely, you can't. That's not an easy feat. That's not nothing to look like it's light, because that's a lot of work, girl.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
all the praises, because you really did a good job. Thomas is he a man. I'm not gonna let you not call him a man. He's a very well respectable young man, and he really did his thing.
Thank you, ladies.
You should be proud.
I am. Cheers to that. Cheers.
Cheers. You did that, girl. You did that. So me, I taking my little social media break or whatever. I did post for Mother's Day. I finished my continuing education for my property and casualty license.
Woo, woo.
Yes, honey. Thank you guys. That was a lot, and just triggered me from when I actually took the test that I'm never doing that ever again. So I will continue to take my continuing education every 2 years. Going to New York this weekend to set it off for my birthday. So I'll hit you with the itinerary.
Okay.
Shanice, we'll be there in spirit and FaceTime. All that I ain't drinking no more until Juneteenth. Hang it up.
Yeah,
I don't like this peer pressure that y'all keep trying to put.
That's not happening.
I'm outside. I'm here for it. I want to be Gemini season, girl. I'm ready.
Yes.
What about you, Mia?
Try not to let this teenager stress me out about prom, and she getting on my nerves. So, yeah. Y'all can have her. Like, y'all think she's so cute. Y'all can have her.
She's definitely gonna slay, and I can't wait. Like,
exactly. I cannot wait. We are so excited.
Get somebody else.
I should try to do what y'all be doing and go to the airport earlier and try to get there on Friday earlier instead of at night.
It definitely works. You can pull it. You see how it worked for us.
It definitely works.
Definitely do it. But yeah, I'm having a great week. Seeing Thomas and Shanice and, all of that just was good energy, good vibes, getting me ready for my baby. And I can't believe I'm like a year away from a high school graduate. I'm not ready, at all. So I don't know how Shanice wasn't busting out in tears every 5 minutes, because I'm like, what?
I did so well, y'all. I did not cry. Like, it's so funny. I almost missed him crossing the stage because this girl, a couple women before him came on, and she had pink hair, and her mom came up to take her picture, and her mom was in all pink, and she was like, "Oh, you showed up and you wore all pink for me." And the mom was like, "Yeah, I would never miss it." I'm like sitting there about to tear up trying to get my tissue, and Michaela's like, "I think that's Thomas." I immediately shut it up, like, oh.
Sorry, I was having a moment with y'all, but I gotta go.
Exactly. I think I was just like, it's been, a lot of trial and tribulation. So I was happy that we made it. And so I didn't cry, but I think you'll bust all the tears for all of us.
Baby. Good. But all right, so right into, I don't know what hot topics is, y'all. I'm sorry. I wasn't.
Well, let's talk about Ja Morant. Is that how you say it?
I feel like we say the basketball.
Yeah, because I feel like Thomas, like we say about Thomas, like he's such a good kid. He doesn't have to be extra. He's not trying to fit in with the crowd. Like he just gives me doing shit that you don't even need to be doing. And for what? I don't know.
So for those who aren't aware, he was suspended. He got a fine and was suspended for showing a firearm a few months back. So they kind of just gave him a little slap on the wrist. Within the last week, he did it again.
It was like yesterday.
So it's almost like, come on, bro.
So I just think he's young. And this is why I feel like when they give these young boys a lot of money, they don't really understand the responsibility fully. So I feel like it should automatically come with a mentor, or it should automatically come with something, because I really like, he's 22, 23 years old. Not to say we weren't mature, but I don't know. I might have Nah, I probably wouldn't have flashed the gun, but then
Yeah,
again,
I think he's old enough to know better than to be doing this shit.
Especially after the first time.
but I don't think he thought the homeboy was going to put him. I don't think he thought the homeboy was gonna put him on live. I think they was just in the car riding out. You know, he was vibing, and next thing you know, here go your friend going live. So I feel like it goes back to everybody always want to be on social media. Sometimes just enjoy the moment. Like everything don't need to be documented. So yeah, he's wrong. You know, okay, cool. But if he legally owns his gun, that's his right. You don't always gotta record me. We riding, I'm chilling, I'm in the car, I'm doing whatever. I ain't asked to be on your live. Even though the friend caught the gun and quickly tried to hide the phone, it's still like, bro, you should have never put me on live. And so although he's wrong, I feel like if y'all blew up, I'm not just gonna be going on live all the time without letting you know, yo, I'm about to go live, because you got a lot to lose. So you can't just pop out here and be doing anything. So I feel like the people around him are as equally liable, but definitely he needs to be like thinking more about your bag, because but I feel like part of that goes to his punishment wasn't enough. So you ain't learned the first time. You paid a couple dollars. I ain't really messed nothing up for you. So and you was right back in the game. Now you're gonna have to sit down. You about to lose some real shit.
Yep.
And then you're gonna think a little bit differently about it.
I also, when I seen it, I thought about that Michelle Obama and Oprah interview again, because she has said when Barack became president, it was some people who couldn't come with her. She had to cut them off, start ghosting them slowly but surely, because she's like, it's not going to fit. And I think that's another class or lesson they need to learn before they become celebrities and get these major deals, because clearly that ain't who you think he is to you. Because like you said, he didn't give you no heads up. He didn't anything. And I have this in the car. So I just think like you got to be aware of the people in your company.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So yeah, I can't wait to see what they do. Hopefully he don't get dropped. But I think they just like, is he that great of a basketball player? It also depends.
He's a good player. So I don't think they're going to drop him. But I think they're going to really like make him feel it this time, because I don't think that little bit of fine was enough. His deal is like 231 mil. You know, like it's a lot of money on the table. So I don't think they're gonna just drop him, but I think this needs to be a real wake up call for him, like for real. And I think like some of the older players to come, you know, holler at him. Like some of the OGs need to come. You know, let me talk to you real quick, Neff. Let me tell you a little something.
Do you think they have like a secret club and do that?
I hope so. I would think so.
I don't think they do, but I think they need it.
Each one teach one?
Yeah.
They need it. I mean,
so many people, you're young, you just came out of the slums, like your life literally just changed overnight. Like somebody got to talk to you on how to handle all of that. It's a lot for anyone, let alone someone of that age.
Have y'all ever reached back and like kind of gave a younger lady some game?
I definitely be being auntie out here. It's bad. I don't want to be auntie. I want to be cousin. But I definitely, you know, I give auntie. And it's funny because now that I'm older, when I was like 23 and there were older people trying to tell me stuff, I was so, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it depends on the messenger, because there were certain people who was like, I looked at like, you can't tell me nothing. Mm-hmm. I don't see the fruits of what you're talking about. You can't tell me anything. I do feel like people can tell you something from their mistakes. Yeah. But at that age, I was very much like, girl, you don't know nothing. Like, you ain't even got no man. You can't tell me nothing about no man. You ain't got one or whatever. And so, you know, although it was the wrong attitude, now that I'm an auntie, I don't know why I don't get that kind of backlash. People kind of listen. Maybe because we got this podcast. I don't really know. But I definitely try to drop little jewels because I wish it was somebody who I respected enough who was giving me those jewels.
Yeah. Right. I'm definitely an advocate for trying to let these little ladies know something whenever I see whenever it presents itself. I don't insert myself anywhere, but if it presents itself, I'm definitely trying to give a little game.
Unfortunately, you know, a lot of them think they know it all. Yeah. All you can do is give them the info and let them do what they want to do with it. Just because I just feel wrong if I don't try to put you on. It's just not me to not do that.
Yeah, yeah. So, Treese, what's this roly-poly BBL stuff you talking about over there?
All right, so there's a reality show, Baddies, that kind of originated from the Bad Girls Club.
Okay.
Natalie Nunn had. So Roly Poly was originally on For the Love of the Chance reality show.
I know her from Chance.
Yeah, she's been on Baddies West, Baddies South. I guess she's gonna be on Baddies East. So I mean, she getting more exposure. So I feel it. Like I'm sure that pressure is coming on for her the way she looked, but she's very overweight, like medium to 600-pound life status.
No way. And she on a baddie show?
Oh,
I mean, you know, she's probably one of the bigger ones that I've seen on reality TV.
Yeah.
So she's getting a BBL, and it's just like, who's even performing this surgery? Your BMI has got to be out of the range. But I've seen her actually on the table getting it, so
that
I guess somebody will do it.
It can't be in America because they can only take out but so much in America. So
right, she's definitely got to be out of the country.
Huh?
I said she's probably not getting a lot taken out. She probably just getting it shaped a little bit, you know, the flanks, and then putting it in the ass, so then it's gonna look like a little something. I don't know.
But her stomach is hanging over.
I see a lot of overweight chicks with BBL, so I don't think that she's the first. I see a lot of girls, and I be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you got the auntie arms, your belly's still kind of wide." So, and that's no shade, but I'm just saying they definitely doing it.
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's not the first. She won't be the last. And it's just so fucking stupid. It's like, get the weight loss surgery first and then get plastic surgery. I mean, you're doing it all backwards.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is the era we live in. It is a
welcome to 2023. Exactly. Jesus.
I thought Keke Palmer, you know, she usually does like videos that sometimes rub people the wrong way. But she made a TikTok and it was just like, I'm on this new lose weight regimen. And it was like, oh, what is it? Is it the BBL? She was like, no. They was like, is it Ozempic? Because that's now the new thing. She was like, no. So they was like, what is it? She was like, it's the gym. Like, I really feel like people like, fuck the gym. Get on the table. I'm good. So I definitely
get that instant gratification, but it's like it's not gonna last. You have to maintain it.
If you do not have some type of discipline and workout plan for afterwards, it is a waste of money. That fat comes back and it redeposited in different places that you don't want it to go. So you really think that surgery is the way to
be fat? Her ass is gonna be fat.
She gonna look like a pear.
Like her butt is already shaped like that. Like it's already looks like that. It's like the auntie big booty, like the wide booty
up your back.
So
yeah. Well, I just feel like, you know, at least when you get fat, once you got a BBL, you got a fat ass and you fat. So it kind of look a little like a Fashion Nova model. You like the curvy fashion. Y'all not, come on, like it don't look the same as what she looked like now. It's definitely gonna look better. So.
No, it won't.
Yeah. You don't come back in the same spot, so you still be looking snatched. You be looking like a big ass snatch curvy Coke bottle. It's a 3 liter or 4 liter, but you know.
From the back it'd be like ow. From the side it'd be like
I'm sure she can still get some Fashion Nova curve endorsements, you know.
Exactly. And as these men have come in here over and over again and said, they don't care. They don't care if you got the BBL. They don't care if you got the botch. They don't care if you got the flat ass. Well, maybe they care if you got a flat ass. They want you to have a little something, but they don't care.
I want next time.
Allegedly, they don't want chicks that have surgery. Allegedly,
next time
the attention.
We have a man on and they say they like natural, and if she want her body done, I'm gonna pay for it. I want them to show receipts of bodies they paid for, because it ain't as cheap as they think it is. So I want to see some receipts they just throwing out. They buying these bodies. Yeah, okay.
Oh, Shanice calling out them pockets. All right.
I feel like if I pay to get a bitch body done and you try to leave me, like, I'm gonna shoot you in your ass. Cause what you doing?
Not you want it back.
You pay for it. It's an investment. Oh well, you messed up.
Sometimes you lose. Your return on investment is not the same.
It's like a gamble when you go to the casino. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose. You took a gamble, you lost. Oh well. You could just say when the next dude get with me, like, yeah, but you know I paid for her body. Thank you.
Right.
All
right. Well, let's bring our guest in. She's backstage. Yeah.
Hi.
Good evening.
Y'all have me cracking up backstage.
Welcome, Karmen. Welcome to the podcast.
Yes.
I'm feeling the background, Karmen. Okay, you got the whole music scene set up. Is that your like cool out room over there?
This is actually my husband's studio. Okay. This is the home studio that he has. And none of the other spaces I feel like are cool enough for what y'all have. I was like, baby, can I use your studio? He was like, it's not gonna look right. That's your way of saying
it's definitely giving.
It works. It works out just fine.
I'm not really ever allowed in here. This is like his safe haven. So
yeah.
Thank y'all for giving me a pass today.
I'm cracking up. So Karmen, yes, welcome. It's Karmen Jones from H-Town.
Yes.
We're gonna start things off with a little segment that we do called He's a 10. So we'll give a number. It could be a 10 or it could be lower, and then based upon the circumstance, his number can either go down or up, and you'll tell us why.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Ready? All right. He's a 10, but he will not help cook or clean.
Yeah, that's my first husband. It's like, no.
He's not gonna get anywhere with me because that's the one thing I need. Cooking is not my strong suit. Thankfully, my husband, he cooks a lot. So I'm gonna have to give him a 4.
Woo,
nice
ugly. He ugly. He ugly now.
Oh yeah.
I feel you.
That's a deal breaker for me almost.
All right. So like Mia said, that's my first husband as well. It's sort of kind of Ike right now, but he does.
Don't do my bro on here like that.
But he's a 10, but he got to lose some points because even though I cook, I swore when I started dating again, I was going to start saying I don't know how to cook, but he tricked me. So I'm going to say he's a 6.
Oh, okay. He a 10, which means he's fine. He probably got a couple dollars. He's not stingy.
He's taller than you, and you know we tall.
Why you had to pay taller than me? I'm ready for a short king if that's what you do. Like no. But he's a 10. He just don't cook and clean. I feel like at this point you're gonna have to have Molly maid service coming once or twice a week for me to still be down. And if you do that, you can stay at 8. But otherwise, you're definitely going down to a 6. I don't need you to cook because you can take me out. Like, I'm over that. My kids about grown. They know how to cook now. As long as you don't want no more babies, we cool.
Okay.
So you can stay at like a 7 or an 8.
Okay. He's still kind of cute. All right, Trees.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with like a 7.5. It depends on how we're dealing with this situation. Like, yeah, do you have enough money to be talking about you don't cook or clean? If you're like on some Mary J. Blige husband shit where they were rich and he was still just expecting her to cook and clean just because maybe as like a control factor, it almost sounded like when I was listening to her interview, then that's a problem.
Okay.
We're not in the 1950s, not 1940s. We don't got to do all of that. Like, yeah, joint efforts here.
Okay.
And if you don't want to do it,
I didn't. We giving out half points now. Okay, can we give out
half points?
You see her 7.5. Now we giving out.
We did that before. We definitely did that before.
We did that before.
All right, next one.
Real quick before we go on, speaking of husbands. So I had to clean up the cemetery for the day of caring, and I seen a whole bunch of grave sites where it said the wife of so and so. I would hate to, in my death, still just be known as the wife of so and so. Like, imagine your great grandkids coming to visit your tombstone, and they only can identify you as the wife of so and so.
Wait, so it had the name and then the wife of so and so?
It said the wife of whoever the husband was, but her name wasn't on there.
Oh, yeah.
And there were a bunch of
Because I was about to say, I don't see nothing wrong with that. But if it don't have my name, hell no.
No, her name was, their only identity was being the wife of this man. It said mother at the top and then the wife of whoever. And then I seen like multiple gravestones like that, and it just really like threw me aback. They were like from the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Okay, I was
But
gonna
it's
say
still
that.
just like, to imagine at a time that's all you were was somebody's wife.
Yeah, I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't make it.
No.
That's wild.
But yeah, that was just a digression. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay, he's a 5, but he plans dates and is loyal.
Yeah, I
Who
mean,
he dating? It's not me.
Loyal and
Whoa, don't act like you didn't say you want to mess with a medium ugly nigga. A medium ugly is a 5.
A medium ugly is like 7, not 5.
no, medium ugly is like a 5.
5 is ugly. Medium ugly is not 5. Are y'all wild?
Okay.
Medium 5 is mid. So yeah, you're right, Mia, like a 6 or a 7. But yeah, he's loyal. He's not cheating on you. He's making sure that y'all spending time going on dates.
And
What's up?
Is that the bar? Just not cheating? Like, that's the bar. That's where we're bringing it. You don't cheat. So
I said he's loyal and he plans dates.
what kind of men do y'all? Yeah, the cute ones playing dates too. I'm not doing it.
I agree.
He gonna stay a 5 and he gonna not get no replies. Like, he would get a reply if every other dude on the roster, and I don't have a roster, but if I did, he would get a reply like after, they wasn't planning dates. And it's like, oh yeah, Faithful gonna take me. But I'm not about to a 5.
All right, I dated some ugly people, so I can't even hold that 5 against him. So the loyal and the planning of the dates give him a couple points. So I'm gonna move him up to a 6.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give him a 6 because I like him kind of ugly sometimes. Well, I used to sometimes. Karmen, what about you?
Go ahead.
I'm coming in around 6.5 because I'm at 5. He's got to be medium ugly and short, and then like he would go into the old faithful pile. Like, okay, everything else fell through.
Let me see. Right, and I'm bored.
These kids gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Treese, what about you?
I'm gonna take him up to a 7. I'm gonna give him a 7.
A 7? He
That's
gets
so
2
generous.
points.
The loyalty.
I think she lying because remember there was a 5 on the roster, but we're not gonna tell nobody business today.
Backstage on Patreon because who you giving my niggas numbers?
I'm just saying, he was really a 10 because he bought me a first class flight. So he's a 10 in my
And
book.
he paid for the crew, so he really is a 10.
We got to see New Edition on the homie, so he really is a 10, but he really was a 5. But so yeah,
That's that 5 energy.
It's the 5.
exactly.
Y'all lucky my computer starts sticking because I was about to remove myself off this stage real quick.
Karmen got it right. Paying for the homies is 5 energy. Like, well, no, that's not true. A 10 might do that too, but he did a lot. The first class flight for your homie was definitely like, oh yeah, you overcompensating.
Yeah, he's humble.
Yeah.
You're too loud.
He's the king. Next.
All right. Woo. Okay, next. All right. He is a 10, but he can't keep a job.
Girl, bye. Too grown
How
for
would
that.
he be a 10?
He's just fine. But he use your car and drop you off
He Jody. He put some rims on my car.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it. Nope.
But wait, is there any other caveat other than just fine? Do he throw it, like
Yeah,
throw
he's
you up
a
like
10,
a
so he's
pretzel?
definitely he's blowing your back out. He's
Okay.
he's on your line constantly. He's available for you, showing up. He's just not stable, in his career.
But why
I
not?
still can't. I still
Like,
I'm too
I need
grown.
a reason. What's the reason? Why?
I'm too grown. It don't even matter. I'm too grown. He is 0 and he
Right.
blocked.
I don't want to know. Exactly. I don't want to know at this big grown age why you can't keep consistent income. So
Yeah.
our last one is a little bit flip the opposite, kind of bringing us into the show tonight. He's a 10, but he's an entrepreneur that works all the time and doesn't have much time for you.
Is his businesses thriving? Do they make money? Can we go on?
Shanice, why does she always do this? Why does she always
I
do
was
this?
just about to say that, like she always got like a caveat or something.
No.
Like
He could be an entrepreneur and not making no money. So
all
is
we
his
know.
business making money?
You don't know.
Is he in the positive?
He's a 10, so yes, his business making money because he's definitely spending some coins on you.
Oh,
So yeah, he's making money for sure.
But you only
Because
see
I would
him
hope
twice
no
a month.
nigga would be having a job, having a business and gone all the time and don't have no money. Because you definitely ain't no 10 if that's
You
the
see him
case.
twice a month.
he live where I live, or he lives somewhere else.
Girl, we don't. Girl,
Like,
He
nah,
live where you live. He don't got no time for you, sis.
twice a month though. I mean, I think if the twice a month is vacations because he bringing in that dough, I might be able to keep him at a 10.
okay, Carmen. What about you?
So I'm gonna ride with him because I'm an entrepreneur and I work all the time. So he's gonna keep that 10 status. Now, as we get closer, I'm gonna try to figure out a way to streamline something so we can have more than those 2 days. But I bet you those 2 days are impactful. So
Quality over quantity.
yes, I can handle that for a while.
Yeah, I think I could too. And he's a 10.
Yeah.
Those 2 days, we have a great time whenever we're together. We still communicate via phone, FaceTime. It's so, and y'all know I did long distance for so long. So it's so many other ways to communicate. So
I was just about to say, as long as he's on my line, like FaceTiming me, texting me that he's thinking about me, just let me know, like, that I'm a priority in some way.
Well, you just say he don't got time, so that means he ain't got time to FaceTime. Y'all gotta, it's one or the other.
No, he don't have time to see you, but he
To
has
see
time
you
to
all the
communicate.
time.
All right. So we could phone bone, but he can't pull up.
Right.
But
Right.
can I
You know
go
what
to
I'm
his job? Because if I can't come work at the company with you, I might feel away. Like, who doing your books for you? What she look like? Why can't I do the books now? Like, it's some stuff that I'm a questioning after a while. But yeah,
After a
Yeah,
while.
I was just talking to this guy today. Like, so how many like women work for you since you got 30 employees? He
but
was
they
like
need
5. I was like, you ever slept with any of them?
But does it matter? Like, does it even matter?
Yes.
Why?
It definitely matters if you slept with one of your employees before. Absolutely. Because she.
I mean, why are you even asking that question? Like, what does it matter?
Why not? Like, if I really start to feel you and you literally told me that you banged one of your employees, like, I need to know which one when I pull up at the party. Like, yeah, she need to see me. What's up? Like, hey, girl, I need to see the energy between y'all now and make sure that it's over.
Okay. Well, he's a 10. Yeah, we're very generous tonight, except for Mia. Mia wasn't taking no shit tonight.
Mia, caveats every time.
She needed details, okay?
Just a little.
Just a little. So this is again, our podcast tonight is going into our series of pursuing your passion. Tonight is entrepreneurship. We have the lovely Karmen Jones with us tonight, and we're just going to give her a couple minutes to just give us a little background on her.
All right. So thank you so much for having me here tonight. Again, my name is Karmen. You can find me online as Karmen Jones. I have been an entrepreneur pretty much my entire life, is what I feel, because I've always had my mind on a way to make money. Even as a kid, I would dream about setting up stores and, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna set up shop in the project. So However, my first brick and mortar was a child care center um, in that opened in 2006, I believe. And so from there, um, let's see, from 98 until 2019, I pretty much worked my full time career job in STEM. So I'm an engineer by trade. And so I come from the tech IT field. And then in my spare time, I was always doing double duty, building my empire. And I stepped down in 2019 after our first set of kids were out of the house and into college, and then the second set were pretty much in their last 2 years. We're a blended family, so their last 2 years of high school. I was able to take that leap of faith and just work for myself full time starting in 2019. And then, of course, we all know what happened in 2020. So
Right.
it's been a journey. But
So,
yeah,
what type of businesses do you run? Do you have?
okay, so we have a list of primarily, if you follow me on the Houston platform, you see that I highlight the party bus. We have a lot of real estate investing on the fix and flip side, as well as buy and hold, where we buy properties and lease them or sell them owner finance. I also have two food trucks. We have together with my husband a podcast studio, which is also it's a lounge in the back, and then also a photography studio where he does full production because he's been in the music industry for all of his career. So um, what else do we have? What I'm missing? Oh, and then we have a brick and mortar in Oklahoma called the Makery Craft and Candle Bar, which is a craft. It's really a crafting space. Primarily, we're focused on candle making and small crafts. And we just made our 1 year mark. I don't really mention the Makery much on my Houston platform, just because the demographic doesn't align. Very well. Yeah, so I only mention it probably on just another on the other platforms.
Okay.
Let's see what else.
One, two.
Oh, event rentals, event and party planning supplies. So we have like the 20-foot outdoor theater. We have two of those. A lot of lounge furniture, decor, and just things that we built up over the years from owning the wine bar in Houston when we were doing special events. It kind of just buying the decor turned into a whole nother business where I rent party supply equipment.
Nice.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And I,
Very, very busy.
Yes,
yes,
I was gonna say, when do y'all have time for each other?
I
Because
know. Well, we're both entrepreneurs, so like so I've slowed down on the consulting. Consulting is what really took a lot of time and attention away from just everyday life because consulting is just such a hands-on activity. And so I took a little bit of a step back at the end of last year because we really trying to take some of the other businesses in a much different direction. But we work closely together. It is hard because our businesses are spread across two states. So a lot of times, half of the week, he's in one state overseeing what we have in Oklahoma, and I'm in Houston overseeing what we have in Texas. And then the other half of the week, either he comes to Texas or I go to Oklahoma. And so we do that rotation about every 2 weeks, and it can become a little bit challenging, but we've been entrepreneurs so long, we're very well versed at carving out time,
Mhm.
for each other.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's awesome. We love
Thank
to hear it. One of the things that I wanted to bring up is when you work a 9 to 5 or you have your career or those type of things, your success is kind of measured by bonuses or yearly reviews or those type of things. With being in entrepreneurship, how would you measure your success or what you deem to be successful for your businesses?
So I mean, after 2019, it hands down, it became the ability to support my family without a W-2. I mean, because that isn't, in fact, an unequivocal argument, right? Nobody can challenge
Mhm.
that. So I don't have a job in the background. I don't have the safety net. And we've managed to do that for a number of years at this time. Up to that point, though, I really measured the success in the lives that I touched. So I really use my business and my platform, as a means of connecting with people and trying to feed what is my ultimate goal, which is philanthropy. And so I try to incorporate things that will obviously make a difference, whether that's with employees, customers, children, so the lives that I touch. The other part is having control over my time. It is so taxing being an entrepreneur, and the work is endless. I've already outgrown that stage of thinking, oh, if I just work a little while longer, it'll get easier. It kind of doesn't, and it never really slows down, especially if you're growing. So just the ability to wake up some days and say, well, I don't have to be in a hurry. I don't have to jump into traffic. I don't have to be in the boardroom at a certain time. Those are the time piece is really just that's the biggest reward. And that's really how I measure success.
And
Yeah,
definitely,
because that can mean more than money a lot of times when you just know that you don't have to answer to someone or that you can kind of schedule things in the way that you
control
want to
your
schedule them.
schedule.
You still got to work, but you can do it on your own pace and in your own time.
Absolutely. There were times, that I would be just at my wit's end and in tears, making a lot of money from my employers. There was never a question of was the money good, but just I wasn't happy, and a lot of it had to do with the limitations that it put on my dreams, my creativity, and my time.
Yeah.
Right. Awesome. Sorry, my phone is acting up, guys.
Did you have like this big fear leaving your 9 to 5 in order to pursue your mini businesses? Like when you completely left in 2019, was it like, oh my gosh, are we going to be able to make it? Did you make sure you had a cushion? What was your plan like going into that?
Okay, so for the better part of 15 years, I planned my exit, and it never happened. Essentially, we would build up the safety net that's specifically for me to leave, and then something would happen. We'd have a major expense. Someone would die or pass away in the family. Just something would happen to where we would have to tap into that, or I would get put on another project, and I say, okay, honey, after this project, that I'm going to leave, or I'm just get to this point. So while I spent many years planning, what I will tell you, the only benefit to that time was that I was mentally prepared. But you're never really going to be in an ideal situation. So when I did leave, while I knew that I was down to my last 6 months, um, at the time my employer was Rice University, and I was on a team responsible for launching their online MBA program, which was like unprecedented for them. They've never done that. And it was a huge project. And I told myself, okay, this is my last commitment. Once it's over, I'm just going to take the leap. And then I had a very much, I think, a mental breakdown at work one day where my cell phone was ringing, the office phone was ringing, had three people like standing at the door, somebody at the help desk. And it seemed like I had just become a number, a dial, where nobody saw me.
Yep.
I actually took leave that week. That Friday I left and I told my boss, hey, I'm going to take a few days off. And then I exhausted all of my leave. I applied for FMLA, took another 12 weeks. And 2 days before I was supposed to come back, I told them, hey, I'm going to mail my laptop and my keys. I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
And it was really like, so that happened in August of 2019. Ideally, I was going to leave December during the time when most universities shut down for the Christmas break. It would have been a better time to transition, but I couldn't breathe, and I started, it just wasn't worth it. I was looking around and I'm thinking, this is just going to continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. And then when you're the Black woman in tech or just Black women, period, they put so much on our shoulders. And I think it's natural for us to just allow things to be piled on and piled on. And when I did the math during that time that I was on FMLA, I said, okay, because I kind of got nervous at first, right? I took the time off. Then when I did FMLA, I knew I was quitting. I started to get nervous, like, oh my gosh, this is the countdown. So I said, well, I'm going to wake up every day at the time that I wake up to go to campus. And I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work on my business from the time that I would have been driving to the office to the time I would get back home. And then within 36 days, the company just went from good to great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't argue with that. I said, this is what's been happening for 2 decades. I've been giving my best to my employer, and then I've been giving myself what was left over. And I
Right.
see, the results of giving myself my best first. The rest is history.
So with you doing that, taking those 36 days to really put that focus in, did it make you feel like you should have kind of done that flip flop sooner?
Yes. I realized how much I lost in growth, how much I lost in missed opportunity, also how much I lost in losing good employees because the turnover in our company was just so very high whenever I was still trying to serve, my employer. So it just became this like I was disappointed in myself at first, but immediately energized by that. Like, man, I could have done this 15 years ago, but I'm here now and nothing's going to stop me. And so I coasted into the pandemic. Thankfully, I didn't panic because I had that time, and I just proved to myself what you're focusing on is what will win.
Yeah.
And that's just the bottom line. And my family can tell you I wasn't just the employee. I mean, obviously entrepreneurs make the best employees, by the way, because we tend to overwork everything. We give more
Yeah.
than the minimum. So that's a recipe for you're always employee of the year, employee, you're the star player. So it's easy to give away, what you should be keeping for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
And you
did.
didn't allow that fear of unknown to stop you.
Yes. Now, it did help that the girls, the older set of children, it did help that they were now in college because I use that a lot as a reason or justification for not leaving. Like, well, the
Yeah.
kids need insurance and all of that, but
Right.
Houston has so many resources for entrepreneurs now. Going to the doctor, honestly, is like not much different than it was when I was a W-2 employee with insurance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I could have definitely done it sooner.
But one of the things that the reason why we really the podcast is centered around yes, inviting people into the group chat of what women talk about and giving them insight on how we think and how we see things. But the pursuing the passion, we wanted to someone who may, because everyone is not meant to be an entrepreneur. I don't think they realize how much work it actually is. So in a week where you would put in 40 hours at a job, how many hours do you think you're putting into all of your businesses?
Oh my goodness. So, let's just say on an average day, I'm probably up between 3 and 4 a.m. And it's very likely that I didn't really settle in the night before 11,
Yeah.
So putting in 18-hour days, 16-hour days is a very common thing for weeks and days at a time. Um, Now, it doesn't always feel like work. And that's one thing that, you know, one thing that my husband's grandfather passed on to him, which my husband passed on to me, is like, well, what's the one thing that you would do for free? And once you know what that is, then you figure out a way to make money doing that, and you'll never work a day in your life, essentially, because you're pursuing your passion, right? And so because it's such my passion to work for myself, I love creating things. I like to see things grow and build, and I like to put things together. So it doesn't feel like it, but I know that I put in a good, on average, 80 to 100 hours a week. I'm always working until we get to those points where sometimes my husband will put a cap on it, and he'll pull me out of because I'm a workaholic too. So.
Yeah, and you kind of answered one of our questions because, like you said, once it's something that you feel like you're passionate about, it doesn't feel like work. You're enjoying yourself. It's not like, oh, here I go to clock in again type of thing. You're enjoying it. And then you look up and you're like, man, I just did a 12-hour, 14-hour day.
Right. Yes.
That has to feel amazing though. Like it really does.
It does. So it is so rewarding. And I'm on a little bit of a high because this weekend at the Makery was one of our biggest events since we opened a year ago. And I have just an extra boost of nostalgia for that because this is the first business that I have 100% really not mentioned on my Houston platform. And that's really my bread and butter. Like my Houston followers are the source of my livelihood. And I'm testing this model because I am ready to kind of wind down. So for the last year, I've been just testing this notion of, can I establish a business and run a business and it be viable without me having to rely on it, courting the social media piece. And the Makery has proven to be that. It was a slow start though, y'all. And I've wanted to throw my hands up and quit so many times, but seeing, just this past weekend, we had 22 people in there at once, which is a lot. And, for it to not be a private group. And I just had a moment where I told my husband it's actually working, and so I feel good about it. Go ahead. Oh, I thought you had a question, but yeah, I feel good about it. There's no stopping me. But I definitely am going to say to anybody watching this, because obviously I hope that you choose to pursue your passion. And I hope that you find some resolve within yourself to pursue it sooner than later, because it's going to work. What you focus on will win. But one thing that you should do differently than me, build every part of it as you go. Build a team first, even if you have to choose. Don't put yourself in the center of all the work and to be the heartbeat of that business. Be the heartbeat of the brand, the energy, what you want people to feel as they connect with your business, but do not be the heartbeat of the operations. Because when you hit that growth point, because it's going to happen, one night you're going to go to sleep and it's going to be one way. And then you're going to wake up and your shit popped. And you're going to have 1,000 orders or 100 reservations. And that's when you're going to wish you had built a team. Because from that point, it's going to be hard to balance the plate of the increase. You have the plates of the increase in revenue and demand. And then you kind of need to turn your head away, hire people. Then you have to train them. Then, of course, it's your baby. So you are ready to fight them if they don't treat your people right. So, I should say, well, I mean, I cuss a lot. I'm trying not to cuss, y'all.
Oh, girl, we get busy with the cussing.
We can definitely curse.
You have to whoop their ass. Like, you're not gonna mess up my dream, like everything you look for, like you take it personal. So that's the one thing I wish I would have done. Something that my husband does better than me, because he's an extrovert. He's built his business with a community. So there are people all the time, not only the core people who are there to make sure his load is light, but all the time people are coming to him like, put me on, let me get on your team. I'll do this, all that. I don't have that so much. Usually the people who are attracted to me, which is fine, are people who really want their own thing. And so they kind of get close to me so they maybe get a little bit of something to take forward, and that's fine, but they're not fully invested in me. So I would say, no matter where you are, even if you feel like your operation or business is just an idea or is small, at a minimum, identify who's going to be a part of at least your initial core team, and build that team from day one.
Okay.
We'll definitely keep note of that. So with the podcast, as far as us like growing the brand and us wanting to branch off and doing merchandise and events, like live events, getting sponsorship, where we struggle is with growing our following. So I would ask you, like, what are your tips for us on trying to, expand and
grow the audience?
Yes. Okay, so number one, for podcasts, the name of the game, it is social networking. So social media is going to be the part of it that you probably initially won't be able to separate from. And then you also have to treat, like I treat my social media, it's a business for me. That Karmen Jones profile, I have a certain amount of time and energy I'm going to put into it. I look at my numbers and insights all the time. I see how that directly drives my sales and revenue. And so I kind of have a formula, but I do have to put a lot of time into it. I would say making the personal connect, first of all, leveraging the power of a woman.
Mhm.
Okay. As women, we can sell anything to, especially men, because even if they're not interested in what we're selling, they'll probably be interested in us. So we have that advantage, in over men, right? So I would say just leverage the power that you have in the space where you're most comfortable, right? I spend a lot of time responding to my followers, commenting, I wish them happy birthday. And it seems like it's not a lot, but I
Mhm.
automatically see that impact in the insights, because what you're trying to do is bring them in to your circle so that they bring you into their circle. The minute they share something or comment on something or they like something on a regular basis, then the way the algorithm works, you're going to start getting exposure to whoever's connected to them. And then that'll draw in the next one.
Okay.
So try to make it look very organic. I try to connect with my followers from a personal level. Some of them do blur the lines and don't realize, like, okay, some don't understand, like, okay, it's not
Not
really
my
real. Right. I have, right, like, I mean, obviously, I would love to have you ladies over for dinner at my house at any time.
Oh,
But,
thank you.
like I post meals and then
Yes.
some of the guys are like, well, I'm on my way over to eat, or and it's kind of like, yeah. But, and I know they're probably going to freak out if they see this, but really just find a way to make that a connection and be your authentic self. Those are the things you have control over. Don't ignore paid ads and paid promotions. Sometimes you have to pay to play. I don't really have to pay to play that much anymore. But my first 2 years on social media, I paid to play for my businesses, until I saw that my organic reach was growing, because, the analytics show you organic versus paid. And I just started narrowing down what I was doing to grow the organic reach. But connect with people, respond to the DMs. I didn't really think that was a thing. And maybe 2 months ago, I was hovering around 4,000 followers and I was reading some information from Facebook. I said, okay, let me figure out a way to respond to these DMs in a diplomatic, like neutral way. And then I got like 1,000 more followers instantly.
Oh,
So I
wow.
know there's something to it. Just know that, don't ever lose sight of the fact that it is us against a machine.
Mhm.
There's really not a person on the other side making sure you do well. It really is us against the machine. So you just got to put that time in, clicking on stuff, liking, connecting with your followers, giving an incentive, and then do promotions. Also, having guests on there, like reach out to people that have way more followers, like that have a lot of followers. You would be surprised. Sometimes you think they're going to say no. However, you just never know. They might make an appearance on your show, and the minute they're on there, then that gives you that exposure to a whole different platform. Host events. That's another thing that I know works for podcasts, especially because we have the podcast studio.
Mhm.
Host events, host meet and greets, invite, you can do it with very little money or none. Just tell people we're hosting a happy hour at a nice bar. Call the bar manager and just say, hey, we are the Glow Gang. We are going to bring some people there for happy hour. We don't want to make a reservation, but can everybody who's with us get a free appetizer, or if they buy a drink or something? I'm sure that they'll incentivize that, and that way you've got to get your core audience, I think.
Okay.
The people fighting for you.
Right. Right.
Right.
Awesome advice. Thank you very much.
I'm very long-winded.
Yes, we love it.
Cut me off.
Yes, we need this. We need this. We need this. So we appreciate that. And so I guess my last question, I don't know if you guys want to ask or anything else, would be with you like working so much. I know you kind of work side by side with your husband. Do you feel like when you're an entrepreneur, like how has that affected your relationships with other people in a good or a bad way?
Well, it's not only has it's had an effect on my marriage, and we're very transparent about that, and we made it through. But we went through a period of separation, probably when I connected with you through Greg. I think Latrice,
Mm-hmm,
at the
mm-hmm.
time we were separated because it got to the point where it was out of balance. And so that was the key word. It was out of balance because we hit that growth point that I was telling y'all about. You go to sleep
Mhm.
for the day and you wake up and you own and you're like, oh shit, it's nobody else here to do this shit but me. So, we work through our thing. It's very isolating when it comes to friend connections, um, to the extent that you have to be intentional about maintaining those connections because especially if most of your friends are, and I don't mean this to be offensive, but in my world I refer my W2 friends and my entrepreneurial friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of my friends are W2 friends, my core friends, because we all went to college together and they're like, we're all engineers and now you selling wine and live music events. Like it doesn't fit. And so they don't understand a lot. It just doesn't make sense to them, the limited access or the limited time. And so it's probably, I'm still repairing three of my most trusted relationships now, but I had to prioritize my marriage first. I'll be honest. I put all that shit on the back burner. I was just like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
little
that's
time we were separated, I say, ooh, it's really pee out here. Like it's
Right.
really like
Right.
right.
fix me, whatever for me, make it right because I got to have mine back. Because
So do you feel like it was you that was like came back humbly, like or it was him?
She said,
It
yes,
was you.
girl.
absolutely, I came back. I was like, you know what? I wasn't right about this and this and this and this.
Oh, babe, it was me. Okay.
And let me tell you, if you were to ever have a conversation with my husband, he will tell you that was probably the last thing he or anyone thought that I would come back to the table to say. And it's not that I'm just I'm an alpha woman. I'm very strong willed and I'm very confident, right? And the shit I was doing was working for us financially and it was working for us in terms of upward mobility. But I didn't see, my husband saw early on, I just didn't see the ways underneath the surface where it was eroding our relationship until it was like so far gone. And we're like, oh shit, how did we get here? And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Do
came back
you
to the
think that time apart made you like appreciate and prioritize the marriage though a lot more?
hell yeah. And we were a tight group before, but it definitely made me appreciate because my husband's a caterer, and it just thankfully having the business, I couldn't really get distracted with other guys, but I
Yeah.
will say I kind of finessed a few guys because I needed people around me to do shit that like the
Like he
heavy,
used to do. Mhm.
yeah, like the heavy lifting, and then I would kind of play that gray area until they were like, okay, now God damn it, am I your man? Or are you need help? And I'm sorry.
Man, what you mean, man?
That is hilarious.
So yes, I definitely came back humble. And I'm gonna tell you, Pastor Keon had before he married Shawnee, he and his ministry had a lot to do with helping me really see where I was wrong and gave me the courage because it took courage for me to be like, okay,
Yeah.
So do you think it's true when a lot of men say that women lack accountability?
I do. I do. And I think because we mature so much faster than men, that we tend to have a false sense of, I'm probably right.
Mhm.
Right.
Because, we were in our 20s when we met. but and my husband, he's grown through every stage appropriately. But I've been an adult since I was a kid. So it's just like, of course you should listen to me. Of course I'm right. Everybody should just do what I say. And then, when it was time to be held accountable, looking back, yeah, I wasn't checked in.
Yeah,
So can
that's
I ask you a question? With you being this alpha woman and being so successful in these businesses and in your career and even in the W-2 world and at school, how do you let your man lead?
So this has been probably the most beautiful part of us coming back together. He found his voice because my husband's a gentle soul. He's not going to argue. And he loved me so much that he's pretty much always just going to go with whatever I say. Now, I always knew that about him, but I wasn't being honest enough with myself to know that, well, if you understand that your partner's not argumentative or they're pretty much going to go along to get along, you should create the space for them to have a voice, even when they think they don't have anything to share. So, the ways that I've done that is we make far more decisions together jointly than we did separately. Round one, um, I also give him time to not only think through the questions because I move fast. I can just do, he needs time. So I don't just railroad him. I put it on his and come back to it in a day and say, how do you feel about it? And also, I agreed when we came back together. I was like, okay, if we so happen to have a difference of opinion and you truly feel your way is the better way, even though we don't agree, I'm comfortable now agreeing to disagree, and I will follow your wisdom and your leadership. And because he never steers me wrong anyway, I'm the one that's always wanted, well, let's beat him up. I'm so quick,
kind of.
you know. So I think creating that space and just calming myself down and soliciting his input and knowing that his answers don't come quickly because he usually answers from a place of wisdom and thoughtfulness. So, yeah.
So
Level you up. You need
you
to on the
trust that he
balance.
will not steer you wrong, right?
What'd you say?
I said the balance. The balance works out. You
Yes,
have to balance each other out.
yes, ma'am. Yeah.
And I think that's awesome because at the end of the day, y'all been together so long, he's not gonna steer you wrong. So even if it does end up being maybe the wrong decision, it was genuinely what he felt was the right thing to do.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, I think that's been the most beautiful part of the journey. Like our communication is just so much better, and we still were very communicative, but there were just places where some stuff was getting swept under the rug and the rug just piled up too high. And yeah, so now I look for his guidance now.
That sounds like an awesome partnership, which is one of the things that we promote here is no struggle
Yes.
love and a true genuine partnership where you're each are putting in the work. So you
Out of curiosity, what's your husband's zodiac sign?
Sagittarius, Scorpio. I don't even follow the zodiac sign.
I don't either, Carmen.
Let me tell you, the only sign I know is the one that matters, Gemini.
Gang, gang.
Not the crazy. That explains so much now. We understand him so much.
They're both on the same side for a reason.
Don't do us. Don't do us.
First they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. All right. Well, on that note.
He's a November 13th Scorpio.
Oh, he's a Scorpio. Okay. Yeah, those are caterers.
Okay.
Like
He is the most loving person ever. And I'm a little bit gangster, y'all. I had a very hard upbringing, which this year I should be talking a little bit more openly about that. But I really am a thug. And I was raised on survival. My husband was raised in like a loving home where they talked to each other and hugged each other and did all this kind of like cool stuff, that was about love. So he is definitely the best part of me in that, and he's taught me a lot because I have a tough exterior, but he gets through all of that. So
We love it. We
I
love
love
it.
that.
Well,
That
this
is
is
amazing.
hot seat time, ladies.
Yeah, because if y'all don't see me keep going off the screen, it's because my kids are not used to me doing something on a Monday, and somebody about to get a weekend.
You see mine too. They done came home, so mine too.
I keep hearing rumbling upstairs. Like, are y'all wrestling? Relax. I can't. So yeah, it's almost time for melatonin. Let's get to the hot seat. I cannot. Okay. I'm gonna start putting in the food.
This is the part of the show, Karmen, where we give a hot seat question, and if you think of one, you can ask us anything as well. Treese, you got yours ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, go.
On a scale of 1 through 10, how happy are you?
me.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna say at least 9, mostly because I still want to always live a life where it's intentional, pursuing happiness. So I wouldn't pick 10 if I didn't feel like I always wanted to have something to grow to. But 9, I'm at peace. I'm comfortable in my skin. Like I wear this hairstyle now because I'm not in the boardroom anymore. I can really be myself. I'm happy.
Oh, that's
I'm
awesome.
not ready to die.
The corporate hair situation is literally a whole thing.
It is.
It is.
Legit.
Y'all know I've never subscribed to that. I'm still like punching in the clock, and they get tired of me sometimes. I've had a couple conversations, and I say, and what? Your hot seat question is right on time because I'm just getting back from doing a terrible 12-hour drive. But on that drive, I did something different this time. Usually I put on like music, my playlist, and all of that. I just kept listening to podcasts today, and it played through, it shuffled through, and I got to TD Jakes. And he said something that really had me like sit back and gonna reevaluate how I move forward. He said, "You are what you say you are." So, like people always saying they broke or they stressed or whatever. And he's like, if that's what you're constantly saying, then that is what you will always be. So I am going to be very optimistic, and I'm going to go with Karmen because I feel like you're going to always strive for something higher, something better. So I'm going to go at a 9. The outlook on everything now is that I can conquer it, I can face it, and it's going to work out the way it's supposed to.
Amen.
Nice. And I'm gonna say I'm at an 8. There's always room to grow and do better. So, but overall I'm definitely happy. I'm not sad. I was sad about a week or 2 ago though. My birthday's coming. But I'm not sad no more.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mia. I'm gonna go with an 8. I feel like professionally, I'm, in a place where I really do enjoy my career, but I do these different contracts, so that's kind of like always all over the place. I'm always getting different ones, starting ones, ending ones. But really wanting to like take this podcast up to the next level because it is our baby, something that we started just fucking around, but we just loved it so much that we were just like, yeah, we can do this. It's something we're willing to do for free until we can make money off of it because it is our passion. And just, personally being more intentional of trying to, get out and meet new people. I'm always in the house. I work from home. So, I can work on those relationships and things like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go with 8. I'm really happy. I'm always genuinely a happy person. I don't get like depressed or anything like that. Thank God. But I'll get to that 10 at some point. I will.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're successful podcasters, guys, and we're trans millionaires. So
I identify as a millionaire.
I identify as a millionaire. My baby not caught up yet, but I'm a trans millionaire. So my hot seat question is: how do you feel about your partner being friends with their ex? Should be space for me.
If I can go first.
Okay.
So my husband and my ex-husband, they're very close friends, and they were actually friends before they knew me. They went
Oh, okay.
together.
I picked the wrong friend.
That's the tea.
They went to school together, and they have the same first name also.
Oh, girl, that was the
Well,
easiest thing. Huh?
but so once we got over that initial kind of like the first relationship ending, and then I eventually met my second husband. You know, once we got over that initial thing, like we're a very close group, and especially for the kids, like we do all holidays together. We didn't split the family up at all. So, but they
Nice.
they have their own group chat about me because I try to boss both of them. Where the ex will be like, man,
That's your problem, Carmen.
you gotta go home.
That's goals. That's goals right there. I want that. I want that. Yeah.
They're cool. I'm cool with that. And I wish, I don't want to be friends with none of his exes, actually. No.
Well, how would you feel about him talking or being still talking to or in communication with his exes? Other than like his baby mom, since he don't have no choice.
Ones that he don't
Right. I
like
was gonna say, as far like if it was outside of the mother of his kids, they ain't got nothing to talk about.
Swear to God.
They don't need no help. They have
Swear to God.
it takes for them to deal with me, but no. I just don't think at this stage, especially because where we are, this is the stage where I think the fact that, oh my God, I might be single in my 50s clicks in. And then women tend to start trying to put men in situations that they ain't prepared for. He don't need to be in no trouble.
Yeah.
I'm saving from himself.
Yep. Yep.
Amen.
And that's why my face was the way that it is. Like it's so funny because I was never jealous or like what you doing or you can't talk to this. But now as I've gotten older and in the relationship that I'm in now, like for what? For why? I'm everything you need and more. Like you need somebody else. Then let me get Toya. That's my middle name. Let me change it real quick for you if that's what you need. I'm a lot to handle.
You order personalities real quick before you feel like you gotta go outside of here. So.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm a Gemini. Exactly. I got all the personalities you need. I got all the wigs that you need, baby. No.
Whatever you looking for. Yeah, it's definitely a red flag to me. Like I love when people can be mature and be friends, but for what is the reason? Like what y'all could be, like no beef, but what y'all gotta be friends for?
Yeah. I'm never that mature.
Yeah, y'all can be cool. Y'all can break up amicably.
Yeah.
But to be still in communication is a red flag because y'all once had those types of feelings for each other. If y'all keep talking, it's so easy, that slippery slope to end up back in that bedroom together. And I don't want to go to jail.
I don't.
Yeah. Or the conversation start getting spicy. Like
remember that time in Mexico over the balcony? Yeah, all right. Somebody about to get busted in the head. So yeah, it's a no.
What did I say in Miami? I get active, little mamas. Okay, so my hot seat question, ladies, for you: if you were a drink, what would you be?
I was a drink. I would be a glass of cognac, neat. No mixer, no ice, just straight up.
Yeah, shot.
Yeah, chest.
Hot and get you right where you need to go.
Right where you need to go. Okay, straight to the point.
Yes.
All right, Trees.
I'm definitely a Henny and lemonade. I'm Bougetto, Sophista Ratchet, whatever you want to call it. But I'm gonna get you there quickly. That Henny, I don't know about anybody else, but for me, it's like, yeah, it gets me fucked up. So
anything is possible.
Yes,
anything is possible. Yes. All right, Mia, what drink are you?
I would be a Blue Long Island, something pretty and sweet, but it's a lot going on. So you're going to feel this shit in the morning. Sneak up on you. You're not even ready for it. You think it's all cute and compact but yeah, it's coming with a whole lot of extra. So that's me.
All right. For me, I would be a green tea shot. So those things They sneak up on you. You think you can have them over and over and over again. You want it over and over and over again. And before you know it, you stuck like Chuck.
Period.
Stuck, baby.
Love it.
Yes.
So, Karmen, what's your hot seat question for us?
All right, my hot seat question is: he's a 10 across the board. So Mia is no if, ands, or buts.
You got my card. Wait a minute.
He's tall, he's fine, he's whatever you like. He's checking all the boxes.
Okay.
He wins the lottery
Okay.
and asks you to marry him. The only caveat is you have to walk away from everything. He just wants you to marry him, stay home, raise some kids, give up your podcast, all your business, but you'll never have to want for anything. Y'all are multimillionaires. You can spend as much money as you want, travel as much as you want, but you have to give up everything that is yours. Would you do it?
I couldn't do it.
Bye, bitches. I mean,
She said, I believe this.
You are lying. You are lying.
Because when he leave, you don't come back.
you're not leaving. Girl, I ain't worried about. I'm be sleeping with the pool guy if he leaves. With the I am all set.
Because I know you said there's no caveat, so I want to say, is there a prenup in place? Because that's what I want to ask. Because that
we're not talking about none of that. Y'all that's nothing extra. So he
the life
he gonna cater to me. He said, "Fuck that podcast. Fuck that podcast."
Yeah.
I'm just
fuck
sorry.
your podcast. Fuck that job. Like you don't gotta do nothing.
Your main focus is only him. That's it. All you have is him. Your identity is now gone.
My tombstone gonna say the wife of.
The wife of a millionaire. Hi, bitches.
I can't stand you.
What are we talking about?
Ding, ding, ding. You win.
I just feel like that comes with so much control. Like now, like there's like you have no identity no more. I don't know if I could do that. But I
mean,
was
as long as I'm not like shunned away, like if they said like, okay, we gotta move to another country or some shit like that, I don't know. But if I could still talk to my friends and be with my family sometimes, I'm 1,000% okay with that. But I don't know. He's like my best friend, and I really love him and like him as a person. I mean, why not?
Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I can't. I wouldn't be a good wife. I wouldn't be my best self. I'm too much of a busybody. Even it's not enough clothes and shoes and purses and traveling. I would be so miserable. I gotta have my own thing going. Plus, you know, the way I'm kind of slick at the mouth, so I gotta really have something to back it up. You're like, you can't tell what to do. And he gonna be like, really, I can, because
that was the deal. That was the deal. Yeah. Like fuck that. I'm out. She done with us.
I love y'all. He didn't say I couldn't have friends. He just said you can't work.
Yeah, that's it.
I can still see y'all on fun trips, all of that. I'm just not gonna work. What y'all talking about? I don't
I feel you. I don't want to work either.
Some topics for the show, but I'm not. Fuck you. Give it up.
I put that on a t-shirt. Bye, bitches. Wife love.
I actually do have a shirt that says that, and I just found it. And I'm definitely wearing it soon. Yes.
And we need to wear that next week because that's the vibes. Let my husband come hit the lottery and say,
bye, bitch.
That is so funny. Well, we appreciate you so much for coming on, Karmen. Again, drop where they can find you.
Oh, okay. So you can search me up on Facebook, Karmen Jones, Karmen with a K. And then there's another profile, The Karmen Jones. Those are both me. Follow me. I am mostly active on Facebook. So if you connect to me on Facebook, you'll know everything that's going on. Thank y'all so much for having me. This has been so much fun.
Good. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes. You were great.
Have a
Drop
great
the
yeah,
love
day.
gems.
when we come to Houston, we need to
Yes, we're coming to Houston.
Please, y'all come. Let me know so I can show y'all a good time.
All right. Take
All
care.
right.
Bye, ladies. Thank you.
I love when we have great guests.
I know her energy was so amazing. I love it.
Love it.
Yeah, we just been speaking that whole hitting the lottery husband and all of that. I need that.
Manifest, say it out loud.
Yeah, private.
It will
She
be
can be our silent partner. She can be our silent, investor.
I got y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'll still do stuff behind the scenes. But what's heavy on y'all?
Don't let him catch you making them outlines.
It'll be while he at work. We gotta do these shits months in advance. Don't worry about it, okay? Months in advance.
You ain't gotta have shit else to do.
Exactly. I can't work.
I can't. OMG. Whew, that is so funny, y'all.
Okay, heavy on my playlist has been like I said, the podcast. I've been listening to that all day, but I've also been going through Brent Fayez. Like, I don't know what it is about him and how I missed him, but yeah, he kind of fire.
Heavy on my playlist is some ratchet shit that I just came across. You know how when you play something and then just starts playing whatever similar, I guess. This kind of like remake to Future and Drake Wait For You, and it's called Don't Wait.
Sounds about right.
Mood.
Listen to that.
Big mood. Yeah, download it, guys, and let me know what you think about it in the group chat.
I won't wait for you. Yeah, I feel
Don't wait.
I've been listening to Pac because I finished up the Dear Mama documentary, and it was really, really good. I think they did a good job. I was crying in the last episode. It just took me back to when Pac got killed, and I was in Gateway, and they announced it on the radio. We really sat outside boohoo crying because, like, who killed Pac? I felt the way.
Aww.
So, yeah, I've been listening to the Machiavelli album because that definitely used to be my shit. So, Pac has been a heavy rotation.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I keep hearing great things about it.
It's so good, Shanice. Yes, definitely check it out.
All right. Where can
drop those socials?
Drop them. You can find me on Instagram, ShaniceL.W. I am on Snapchat, and we will start a new segment of the stupid shit y'all keep sending me on Snapchat.
Okay. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm here for the tea. I'm here for it.
Can't wait.
All right.
All right. Well, I am the number one Mia. You can find me on Instagram and Mia the Stallion on Twitter. And make sure you follow our YouTube page, Girl Talk with the Glow Gang, and our page on TikTok. I think it's Girl Talk with the Glow Gang as well. And it's Girl Talk Pod on Instagram. Excuse me, on Instagram.
Yes. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube page, Girl Talk with the Glow Gang. Also, you can follow me on Facebook, Latrice Slade. You can catch me on the gram, Glow Gang OG. And yeah, thank y'all for fucking with us.
We out.
Love y'all for loving us. We'll see y'all next week.
Mic check 1, mic check 2. Is this mic on? Yeah, it's the one and only, your girl's favorite, DJ Money. And you're listening to the Glow Gang with Latrice, Mia, and Shanice. You know what that means?